Kreskin, and of course you know me as the Amazing Kreskin. I have to start reflecting, as I have frequently since a couple of weeks ago when I discussed the war we're seeing taking place, and my concern how, for the first time in recorded history, we were seeing something alive. Children were seeing it when it was happened, not the aftermath, not the recorded capturing of it, but it taking place. And psychologically, that has to have, and it's something to think about, this has to have an effect on our thinking. I'm not saying something like this, of course, is tragic, but I'm not saying that the effect on the thinking is necessarily going to be damaging to the thinking, but certainly it's an experienced one, it's a tragic one. We have now, by the way, I've thought of this a couple of times the past few days, and that is a remark of Soupy Sales some 30, 40 years ago. It was meant in jest, but it could be taken two ways. One of the remarks, and whichever way you take it, it's both remarks. He simply said, "You never hit a man when he's down. It's easier to kick him." Now that's a funny remark, but in the setting in which we're speaking, it certainly can be taken very seriously, because you have a person who is wreaking havoc with families, and the victims are not only the men, but the wives and the children. And talk about hitting them when they're down, and then taking it even further, sometimes to the point of death, is a tragic situation. What I find intriguing, and has caused me to think about it somewhat, is how many times when I turn on a broadcast, a group there, well-intended, well-experienced, some professionally trained, and my degree's in psychology, but I don't brag about it, but they talk about the personality involved. Of course, we're talking about a person by the name of Putin. And the question keeps coming up in the commentary, is he disturbed? That some people knew him years ago, and he wasn't the behavior in the mannerisms, in the mood, in the gestures, in the expressions. We don't have that mannerisms reported as it is today. They said he was a much different person. I am frankly not in the mood of analyzing and looking with retrospect on a person's previous makeup, because the bottom line is, when you see what he is doing, the question is not really, is he stable or what have you. The bottom line is that Putin is evil. That's right. He is evil.